Ever found a job listing overwhelming on LinkedIn or Indeed or any other job websites? What if you can just create a system of your own and provide job description to it and provide your resume, see if it matches to the job website. Today we are going to build that system. So now hop in with me in order to create this system. Today we are going to build the resume matcher with scikit-learn and some vectorization. Let's get into it. Welcome to the tutorial section. In this, I'll tell you the overall structure of the project as well as guide you through the step-by-step guide in order to create this whole project from the scratch. In order to do that, for this project we only need two files actually. First one will be consisting of the Python file that will contain our Flask app as well as the machine learning backend. We will just integrate it together, although you can just separate it and keep it in a separate file, whatever you want. I'll just integrate it in one file .main.py, and second one, we will need an HTML file. That file will contain our whole front end for the Flask app. So let's get into it. So if you hop onto the project, as you can see, I've opened two files. Currently they are empty. If I go to either of them, they are empty right now. And they have structure, nothing. There are only two files. So let's get into it. Let's start coding. So once I close this, firstly, what we will do is design the exact app that we need for this project. Okay, so for this app, we will be using Flask. So firstly, we will need from Flask, we will just import all the dependencies required for this project. So for this project, we need, of course, Flask for the front end and the whole API section. So from Flask, import Flask, then request to send post request, get request, and then the render template in order to import like render or HTML file. Then we need OS. Then we will need docx to PDF. There's a module called docx to PDF. You need to install that using pip. We'll be using that in order to just convert the documents to PDF in case someone submits any other kind of extensions. Here we are going to use docx, then PDFs, then normal TXT files. Okay. So now import docx to PDF. That's done. Actually, let's do txt. Okay, we'll just convert anything to txt file, and that's it. Again, we will need to import PyPDF too in order to process PDFs. And then we will import the PFIDF vectorizer from the feature extraction model of scikit-learn. So from sklearn dot feature extraction dot text, import PFIDF vectorizing of transformer vectorizer. Okay, then now we will import the cosine similarity in order to work with the matching process. So from sklearn dot metrics dot pairwise import cosine distance, it's cosine similarity, and those are the whole models for this project. You need nothing more. Let's say the main part of this project. So now we will initialize the app and also some helper functions in order to process our PDFs and docx. Okay, so let's define app equals Flask underscore name, and that should define our app. Now we will set a folder called uploads in order to store the files which user uploads to our to our model, to our front end when the user interacts with the system. Why that? We can just use those PDFs and then train our model further. this will help in the CI/CD configuration of this one if you want to extend this. If you want to deploy these kind of projects onto the cloud or any kind of deployment service, there's a video called end-to-end project a service chatbot on the same channel. You can check that out and check the CoWeb deployment service and how you can do that. So I would highly suggest that video if you want to deploy your projects for free onto something like a working URL. So that's it. Now, as I said, let's set the uploads folder, in order to save the uploaded files. Okay, so this will do app.config, and what it will take, the upload folder, that will be equal to the string, a folder called uploads, and /. That's it. Okay, so now we will define functions, some helper functions, in order to extract information from the docx files as well as the PDF files. So firstly, let's extract words from the PDF files. So let's extract text from, oh sorry, I guess I am working with the comment, from PDF, and what we will pass, the file path. Okay, so now we will do text equals to an empty string. Now let's open the PDF file in binary mode. Open the PDF in binary mode. Okay, and with the readability. So with open the file path, what we'll be doing is the read binary. That's it. As, let's say, as file, and then we will assign a reader to reader equals, we will use pipedf2 dot pdf reader. Okay, this will help us to read the PDF, and we will pass it the file. Okay, now let's extract the text from the PDF. Okay, so for page in reader.pages, what we will do, we will do the plus is equal to in order to just take every text and just do it. So text plus is equals to page dot extract text. There's a method called extract text, and that's it. That's literally it. Now what we will do is return text, and we will return the text to our whatever system we are going to use. Okay, now we will define another function in order to just extract text from docx. For that we will be using docx to txt. So let's do it. So def extract text from docx. Again we will pass the file path. Okay, then simply return docx to txt dot process. There's a method called process, and we will just process the file path. That's it. Simplest function. What's this function do? What it does? Extract text from docx file. Okay. If I go up here and now move on to again another function, what we'll be doing now is the main function to process the files, then determine all the text, and then put them together and do the similarity, etc., etc. Okay, it's just before that let's define a function to define the path. Okay, exact file extension to be exact. Okay, so let's do def extract text. The main, this will be the main function which will be giving the path to these two helper functions. Like either one of them will be called, for one for docx and one for pdf obviously, but this will be the main function for those. So if, let's say, request dot method, I guess I get, wait, I have to do the path. Okay, if file path dot, there's a method called endWidth, I guess, I don't exactly remember, but it's like that, and it will be dot, let's say dot pdf. So if it ends with dot pdf, what we will do is return extract files from pdf, and what we will pass the file path. Okay, that's it. Now we will just do elif file path. For more readability, we'll just get it to next line. Okay, so if file path now ends with .docx, file path dot ends with .docx, what we will do is return extract files from docx, and we will pass the file path. Okay, now there is another elif. What if the file is txt file? So elif file path dot ends with .txt, what we will do is return extract files from txt. I guess we didn't define the function, did we? Okay, so let's define that function also. So def extract files, extract text from txt, we will pass the file path, same as that. Okay, now what we will do is open the file in read mode using UTF-8 norms, and then we will just read the file. That's it. Because it is a text file, the Python just provides the inbuilt function in order to do just like that. Okay, so with open, what we will open? We will open the file path as read mode with the encoding of, I guess, UTF-8, as I said. That is the encoding that is used, and as file. Okay, then return, what we will do, file dot read. There's just function. Done. Exactly that. Okay, so now what we will do is extract text from txt. Now what we will do, we'll again pass the file path, and lastly else, what we will do is return an empty string. That's it. If no file is provided, empty string. That's it. Okay, so now that's the whole kind of a structure done. Now let's define the app roots and all. Okay, so at app.root, we go up. Okay, so let's define the home route. What we will do is def, let's say, match resume. This function will be called on the home route. This will return the rendered template, which will be called index.html. Okay, now let's use the route for handling the resume matching. Handling the resume matching. Okay. Now let's define a function called matcher in order to match the resumes with the provided file description, like job description. Now here we'll be using something called as methods. So we'll be using post methods and get methods to JSONify the things and just do it. Okay. In order to do that, what we will do, this function is a big one by the way. This will do the whole work in one step. Okay. So we'll just define the request. So request dot method is equals to post. If it's a post method, then just get the job description. Okay, we'll get the job description as job description. Okay, equals to request dot form. Let's take it as form and let's pass it job description. I hope I spelled it correctly. Yep. Okay, then the resume files will be stored somewhere, obviously. So resume files will be equal to, you can I'll be doing this in order to just get 5 files at max. Okay, we will do 5 files at max and then we'll stop. Okay, so the resume files will be equal to request dot files dot get list. If you use get, it will just do 1 file, and if you use get list, you can select multiple files. So we will do resumes. Now we will do resumes and assign an empty list to it. So these resumes up here will be stored into this. Okay, so for resume file in resume files, so in the list of resume files, we'll be using each and every resume file. Then we'll be doing file name. We'll be storing it as os.path.join, and what we'll do, app.config, the upload folder will be used here, and then the resume file dot file name. Okay, now what we will do is just save it. So resume file dot save, what we will do, save the file name. That's it. And now let's do this in the same kind of structure. So resumes dot append. So now let's append that file name to the resume names list. Okay, so the resume list dot append. So extract text from the file name. That's it. Now let's check if the path of the resumes and job description are provided. So obviously, if job description is not provided, you can't match with the resume, right? So obviously we'll do that first. So check for availability of both the description of the job and resume. Okay, firstly what we'll do, if not the resumes or not job description, what we will do, return render template where the index.html, what we will return, the message What's the message? Please upload resume and job description. Let's say enter the job description. Enter the job. Wait. Okay. I hope I spelled it correctly. Now that will be checking all the things. So now let's vectorize the text that we get from the job description using the TF-IDEA vectorizer. Okay, so let's set up the vectorization. So vectorize job description. Okay, so vectorizer equals to the TF-IDEA vectorizer. Let's fit transform it with the job description as well as the resumes. Yes, a resume. Okay, so now let's convert, let's do the vectorization to the vectors. So it will convert it to arrays, numpy arrays. So vectorizer dot to array, I guess that's the function. It doesn't give me that, but I guess that's the function. So now let's calculate the cosine similarities in order to just match the resumes with the probabilities. Okay, so now first what we will do is, let me just do the comment for you. Calculate cosine similarity for matching. Okay, so the job vector will be equal to vectors of 0. Let me go up. Then resume vectors. Okay, resume vectors will be equal to the actual vectors from 1 to last. Okay, so again vectors, but this time the slicing will be from 1 to last. Okay, so then now similarity will be equal to, let's use cosine similarity here with the, what we'll do, job description, no, job vector, then we will match it with the resume vectors of 0 outside. Okay, now what we will do, let's get the index of the, suppose top 5 resume that, right? Depends on us. We can provide 3, we can provide 2, maximum we can provide 5. Okay, so actually you can provide as many resumes that you want, but you will be getting the top 5 results depending on the cosine similarity. So let's do that. I guess you just have to tweak one number here. I'll do 3 because I don't have much resume templates. Depends, I'll just do that. Okay, so get top 5 results. So now let's do top indices equals to similarities dot arc sort. Let's sort it with the -5 for the first top 5, then colon -1. That will do the top 5. Then what we will do is top resumes equal to, now here we will use list comprehension, the resume file of I dot file name, complete file name for I in top indices. Okay, now we will get their similarity scores. So similarity scores will be equal to, let's round them, round the similarities of I, okay, to for I in top indices. That's it. That's literally the list comprehension for the top, getting the top resumes and the similarity scores. Now what we'll do is return render template where index.html and the message will be top matching resumes. Top matching resume. Okay, I guess I'm doing the capitalization very much, but that's not required. Okay, now what we will do is do a comma, and top resumes will be equal to, wait, let me go down actually. Top resumes will be equal to, again, top resumes, then similarity scores will be equal to, again, similarity scores. Now again, let me go on the next line. Okay, and that's it. Actually, that's it. Let's do it on the next line as well. And that's the whole render template for you. So now let's again render the template using the matching results. So now render the final template using, okay, what we will do now is return render template. What we will return? The index.html. So now this will re-render the page, and again it will be showing the matching results down there. Okay, so that's it. So now let's run the app. How to run the app? If main equals in string main what we will do, first we will check if the folder does not exist. Like if the uploads folder doesn't get created, that will create an error, right? So check if the upload folder is created. It will be created on its own, but sometimes it just gives some errors, technology. So if not, first dot path dot exist, which path? The app dot config path. How it is saved in the upload folder. Make sure you spell it correctly, it will give errors if you're not. First dot make the IRs. If not exist, let's make a directory with app.config again, and again pass the upload folder list. Okay, now let's run the app. So app.run, let's use debug mode. Okay, and that's the whole app. That's the whole app. If you don't want any CSS, you can actually directly do this. Directly run it and it will be fine. Now, what I'll do, I'll not be coding HTML files here. I'll just use Bootstrap and I'll provide you the index.html in the description in order to do that. First, I'll just copy all the HTML code and make sure you check out the whole index.html code from the description and you can use that. Actually, I have used this HTML code once and it will be using Bootstrap for the styling, most of the styling, as you can see, Bootstrap. And here also we have used some script, the JavaScript script. Okay, so this will be using Bootstrap. Let's save this. And now, if I go to the terminal, let me bring this up. Okay, so firstly I'll have to switch my OBS to the display capture because my actual display capture is not showing. Currently I use window capture for this, so I have to just configure that. I'll be back. Okay, so we are back. What I have done is I have enabled my display capture. First it was on window capture because it gives a better quality, and if I had run my app using window capture, you would have not seen the browser window that gets opened. So I just use display capture there, sorry for that. Okay, so now what we will do is we will simply run the app.py file. So for that we will do open. We have already opened the terminal. If you do not know how to open it, just press Ctrl Shift and the tilde sign. That will do it. Okay. Now we will run the command py main.py. Okay. So there is no such file and directory. Okay. Sorry. There's app.py, right? We will run the app.py and that will get run. Okay. So if I press Ctrl Enter, see, debugging. As you can see, the uploads folder is already created. I forgot one thing to do, that is create a new folder called templates, and that's where we put the HTML file in order to get rendered using the Flask API. Okay, so the uploads folder is already created. Let me delete that. And now what we will do, we will close this, we will clear, and we will do again py app.py. This time it will be running it. For that, let's do one thing. Okay, so I am now ready with the sample resumes. If you want to check that out, also take a look. There's my main resume. Let's close this app for now. There's my main resume sample. This is the older version, by the way. Okay, so this is mine. The second one, there are many actually, I have just created by hand. Okay, so e-teller, there's no such person that exists as e-teller, right? These are just example resumes for data engineer, then data scientist, then software developer, the engineer, etc, etc. Okay, so now let's check for the matching. If I close this and again start my app using UI app.py, now that I have all the sample resumes as well as my main resume ready, and I also have a job description ready, by the way. Okay, so here is the exact resume that we have created. Okay, so one thing that I noticed, this is not grammatically correct. Let me just modify that. It will be in the index.html. Okay, please upload max resumes, for example. Okay, let's save this, go to terminal, re-enter, then py app.py. Okay, and that should be done. All the things with debugging and all. Okay, done. Please upload at max 5 resumes. Okay, so now as you can see, there's a field for job description as well as there's an option to choose files to upload. Okay, so now that we are ready with everything, that my PDF files are also sorted, the index.html is also sorted, all the debugging is done. Now we can run the app. So py app.py, that will run the app on the local server on the 5000 port. If you check that out, that's how our app looks. Okay, so there's a field for job description and there's an option to upload the files. Okay, so now here what I'll do is Windows V, then I'll do here, and this is the job description taken from Swiggy's data scientist role, I guess. Yep, it is taken from LinkedIn by the way. Okay, and this is just a sample. So obviously my resume would not, I will be on the top. It is my old resume and obviously it contains content related to data science, but it might not get very much similarity, the cosine similarity. It might fall under 35 or 30% because the job description, as you can see, says some things which do not match to my resume. Obviously, second thing, our model is not trained on like any kind of stuff like whole data or something like that. It is just a text extraction model and it just compares text to each other. That's what it does. That's why. Okay, so technically the job description is done. Now, what we will do is go to the resume matcher, the sample resumes, and we will upload all of these. I have also sneaked in a teacher resume. Let's see if it comes to the top 5, just for model's sake. Okay, and obviously my main resume will be there. 7 files are uploaded. Although I say please upload at max 5 resumes, as we know, we have used the get list function, allows us to use like upload as many files as we can, but it will just show us the top 5. That's one. Okay, so let's, okay, that's interesting. Okay, what I forgot was to set the app root. Obviously, that's the rookie mistake. If we define an app root for the matcher, obviously it will take the matcher and then it will take methods equals to post, and that's it. Okay, and I guess that should do it. If we run again, if we run the app again, let's see what happens. Now that it runs on the 5000 port, and now that it has the what do you say, the file description provided. I'm sorry, it was a rookie mistake. Happens all the time. Okay, let's check the similarities for the project. Things like these happen. Okay, a single file just gets you nowhere from the whole working app. Okay, so I have 7 files selected actually. Now let's check if it does run. Okay, it does run, but PDF reader is having something, like having some issues. Okay, I'll see what happens. So now that I have sorted out all the files, the PDF files as well as my main resume also exist in that file. Also the template as well as the main file. Let's run the app. So let's use py app.py. Now it shall run on the 5000 port of the localhost. Now as you can see, this is the UI. It contains the field for job description as well as the option to select resumes. Although I have here said please upload at max 5 resumes, you can upload as many as you want, but it will show the top 5 results for you. Okay, so let's paste a job description. Okay, nice. Where's the okay here? So this is the job description from Swiggy's data scientist role that I've taken from LinkedIn. So now let's check if this works for our app. Let's remove all these dots so it doesn't get problems while reading the text. Now let's provide all the resumes. As you can see, I have also sneaked in the teacher's resume. It doesn't matter. Okay, it will not be shown on the top 5 obviously because it's a teacher's resume and the job description is for the data scientist. Although let's see what happens. And also my main resume is there. So if you do open and then match resumes here, as you okay, I take my words back. Okay, so why this has happened? Let me clear it out. Firstly, we are not using any kind of machine learning model. We are just using machine learning fundamentals of extracting the text. In order to do we are using cosine similarities. That's why it is not that much accurate. That's why it is given 25% to the teacher.pdf and to my main resume it is actually given 0.18. So let's see if we do again this and clear out all the things again. Let's see what happens. This time I'll not clear out these spaces in between. Let's see what happens. Okay, one thing to notice, here it says master's degree. That's why it may have given a teacher's, because the teacher must have been completed the master's degree, although I don't know. That's okay. So once I run this again, see similar results. Might be something related to the master's degree or something else, but obviously that's it. You can fine-tune this. This is just a base model. In order to fine-tune this, just use better job description, although this was very small job description. Also use more and more resumes and maybe implement actual machine learning model in order to do this. Okay, that's it. Wasn't it simple? Just 2 files and you have a good looking and also fully working system in order to predict your resume with the job description that you have provided. So I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to PianalytiX. This is Athurva and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.